right, so y'all, this is a problem out of the homework. I believe this is problem number 1 out of 1.1. And so the question was, how do I do part D here? Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to figure out what the difference between each of those numbers right there is, right? So I'm going to take my calculator right here. Let me clear this out. So let me see, what were the numbers again? 685 and 678. So we're going to say, what's 685 minus 678? And so the difference in those numbers is 7, right? So we know that the difference in each of those spaces there is going to be 7. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm actually going to write my numbers going the other way. I'm going to write it from the smallest to the biggest. And if I know each time it increases by 7, the next one's going to be 13. And we're going to go all the way to 678 and 685, okay? And then remember, we're going to write the sum again, but we're going to start with a bigger number, 685, 678, 13, and 6. It's supposed to be a 13, not a B. 13, okay. And now what we're going to do, y'all, we're going to add straight down. So this is going to give me twice the sum equals, well, 685 plus 6 is going to actually give me 691, right? And 13 and 678 is also going to give me 691. And we're going to keep adding those numbers all the way down, okay? So now we know that we're adding up the numbers, 691, right? We're adding it multiple times. So we want to figure out, well, how many numbers do we really have here? So I told you all the other day that the way I can figure out my, sort of like the little formula for my sequence, is I can say, look, the term is going to be equal to the difference in the numbers, which we said was 7 times n minus 1, right? So I want you to think about this. If I think about this as the first term, so 7 times 1 would be 7, minus 1 would give me 6, right? If I know this is my second term, 7 times 2 is 14, minus 1 gives me 13, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say 7 times n minus 1 equals 685. So when I add 1 to both sides, that's going to give me 7n equals 686. And let me take 686 and divide it by 7, and I'm coming up with 98, okay? So n equals 98. That means that we are adding this thing up 98 times, okay? So now what we want to do is we're going to divide both sides here by 2. So n equals, and let me take my calculator again one more time, oops. So I'm going to take my calculator, I'm going to multiply 691 times 98, and then I'm going to divide it by 2. So 691 times 98 equals, divided by 2 equals, and I'm coming up with 33,859. So my sum, oops, I'm putting an N here, but it needs to be an S. My sum is 33,800 and, oops, I got 859. Okay, 859. And so that would be the answer that I would type in right there, okay? So if y'all have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to help.